Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back. I have finally prepared a new video. I really hope some of you guys find this really helpful. The reason why I'm making this video is because when I was around this time preparing for my state board exam, I would hop on YouTube and I would kind of look up other people's experiences or advice and whatnot, and I couldn't find anything. The only thing I would find was from like 6 years ago. And you know, state board is constantly changing and everything, so I was really hoping I could find something just to kind of get a little taste and calm my nerves down to, you know, prepare what to expect, but couldn't find anything. So, you know, I said, hey, why not make this for the future cosmetologists that are also nervous about their state board. And I mean, this is how the California exam was, so this is for the California viewers. I know state board has different rules and regs, I think, for other states. So if you guys are here in California ready to take your state board, I hope you guys find this somewhat helpful. If you guys want to know more about my experience and some tips, then just keep on watching. So, my experience for the state board, it was nerve-wracking like all of them. What can I say? I'm sure everybody else feels super duper duper nervous. It was here in Fairfield. And just to give you guys a little background, I went to the cosmetology program in College of San Mateo. And that's where I went for 1 year and 3 months because we have to complete 1,600 hours for cosmetologists. So yeah, my state board location was here in Fairfield. And what my friend and I did was we got a hotel. We got a hotel super close by. I think there's some right across state board, but ours was, I believe, like a 10-minute drive away from state board. And the reason we got it was because we were like, you know what, we already have to be up over there by 5:45 in the morning, so might as well just study to whatever time we want and just wake up and go. We're already super close instead of still having to do the commute. So we got a hotel, and we also rented our kit from Rent-A-Kit. We rented it. I placed my order like 2 weeks before the test, and you just leave your card on file. You don't have to pay then, but yeah. With Rent-A-Kit, my total was $205. So my receipt, so the cosmetology kit itself is $110. If you want to add the tripod, the rental, it's $20. Buy the mannequin hand with the nails already attached to them, it's $20. And to buy the mannequin head with the length that you already kind of need is $55. So I did need all of that. So I spent $205. And that was it, you know. I gave them my card, and the first thing that came to my head was, wow, if I don't pass this thing, I don't want to spend this much again. So that was that. So we got the hotel, we reserved our thing at Rent-A-Kit. Again, you just leave your card on file. You don't have to pay anything until you get to the day of your test date. My test date was August 27th, very recent, just a week ago. And we had to be at Rent-A-Kit at 5:45 in the morning. When your test date is at 7:15, you're told to be there at 5:45 in the morning at Rent-A-Kit. Because they give you a little mini orientation, they give you your kit, you take out everything so you get a feel for what's inside, you know. And I'm honestly really glad that I did Rent-A-Kit because everything was so organized. They give you more than what you need, and that kind of did ease me a little bit because I was like, oh wow, you literally take out your Ziploc bag and that's all you need. So, I mean, it's really helpful. And so that was it for Rent-A-Kit. So you're at Rent-A-Kit from about 5:45 in the morning till 6:50 because they give you the little tour of your kit. Comes to 7:15, your test time. You walk over to State Board, which is right next door. We walked over. I wore my scrubs. You can wear anything that doesn't catch the proctor's attention. So I wore my scrubs because that's what my school advises to do. So I just wore my scrubs and like my black and white Vans, and that was it. My friend, she wore a black shirt, jeans, and black shoes. So, you know, just kind of just wear all black. That's what we wore. So we walked in with just our license, your test date paper that you got in the mail, and your kit. That's pretty much it. Also, to add, so I graduated in March, and when I first scanned in my proof of training when I was applying to state board to get my test date, I received a mail that they didn't get it. when I scanned it, they didn't get it. So then I tried faxing them, but they never answered their fax, and I just mailed it, which is why I got my test date pretty late, I think, because I ended up mailing it. And I did hear feedback by others in the past that they also didn't receive it the first time they sent it in, so I guess I would say that's kind of normal. But yeah, that was just my experience. Back to where I was. So you're ready, you're getting ready to take your practical, you're just waiting there to check in. They check your license and everything, make sure your name is correctly and everything. And then you walk in. You walk into your examination room and they assign you your station. And so it begins. And literally, I mean, I'm sure other schools do it too, but literally the way you run through NIC, which is like your prep for state board, literally the way you run through it, that's literally how it's done. Exactly the same. Which I'm thankful for because I took really good notes. So, well, my friends and I took really good notes. So, you know, we just reviewed it. So yeah, you know, comes your curls, your haircut, your chemical services, everything. Practical was about 4 hours. Yeah. You do had a break in between, so my friend and I did buy granola bars and we left it in the car. So then in break time we ate a granola bar because my stomach was literally gonna start growling in that silent room. I was like, oh, not right now. But yeah, so we took granola bars, so we ate some during break. It's a 15-minute break, and then you go back and you go on with your practical test. So it was from like 7:15 to 11:15. That was over. And honestly, when it was over, I mean, it's such a relief when you're just packing up your stuff, getting ready to leave out of that room. But honestly, I felt so neutral. Like, I couldn't tell you if I was like, yeah, I did so good, or if I was like, yeah, I didn't do so good. I knew I was okay, though. Like, I know I was okay. I just didn't want to get too excited yet. My test time for the written part was at 12:30. So my friend and I, we sped over to Taco Bell. We ate so quick, and then, I mean, we tried to go over the textbook, but we were like, let's be real. Like, we don't even know what's gonna happen. Like, they're just, que sea lo que Dios quiera, yeah. So we went in, and 12:30 came around, and they walk you to the examination room for the written. You do it on a computer, and they take your picture first for your license. So even though it's at 7 a.m., girl, you put on your little bit of makeup, you know, a little bit of rímel, you know. My picture came out all right. It wasn't the best thing ever, but, you know, you take a picture that day, so. The written is 210 questions. You have about 2 hours to finish it. And honestly, I had been hearing other rumors that it's only on 2 concepts, but, like, 2 topics out of, like, everything, but no. Mine was a mix of hair, nails, makeup, facials, chemical services, mostly chemical services, I will say, a few nails here and there, but it's a mix. Like, it wasn't just on 2 topics, like, it was a mix. So 210 questions, 2 hours, it's a mix. You can mark whichever ones you're not sure about, and you can go back to them later. I remember when I was on my last one that I had to go back to, I was like, Lord Jesus, this is gonna be my make it or break it. Please, please, please. Let me click the right answer. But yeah, it was but it's some of them were actually common sense. Like, I remember the practice tests we used to take at school were harder than the state board written test. I will say that. By the time you take your pictures and everything, it was like 12:45, 12:50, and I was out of there by like 2:05, and then 10 minutes later, you know, you go back into the little waiting room of the state board, and 10 minutes later they called me over. They wanted to double check my license matched with my driver's license matched with my license, Cosmo license. She said congratulations. She handed me that piece of paper over, and I cannot even tell you like what kind of feeling it is. It's like the best feeling in the world, literally. It's like that piece of paper is everything. You know, it's your blood, your sweat, your tears, your stress, your happiness, your motivation. You know, it's everything that you dedicated school for. Like, it's just everything. It was a very overwhelming, stressing morning, but you get it over with and you're good. You know, just a little recap. You can wear anything that doesn't, you know, catch attention to the examiner. take some granola bars, you know, get a hotel with your friend if you happen to get the same test date. My friend and I did send our applications the same day, so I don't know if that means you'll get the same test date at your friend, but luckily we did. And yeah, so, you know, a few tips for you guys. I would say tip number one, as crazy as it may seem, stay calm. You know, I remember walking into Renakit and seeing all these like, stay calm, relax, breathe, even at State Board, you know, relax, breathe. And in my head, I'm like, how can you be telling us to relax right now? Like, yeah, sure, you're relaxing because you already know what this is about, you know, but I was like, why? It's so hard to relax right now. But believe it or not, just relax and try to have that positive mindset. Like, force yourself almost to have that positive mindset so that the nerves don't get to you like really, really bad, or like an anxiety attack doesn't get to you. But literally just stay calm. It's gonna be okay. Like, trust that the school you went to like literally prepared you for it, for that moment, because they really did. Tip number two, literally, I would say, is to take deep breaths. Take deep breaths. Like, not like full ones, but just, you know, breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're breathing okay. I remember walking in and I was just like all the time while I was waiting, you know, I would sanitize my hands and I'd be like, it's okay. Like, I was always reminding myself, like, it's okay, you got this, like, you're almost done. Just take deep breaths all the time and you'll be okay, because it'll kind of calm you down. Again, it ties into staying calm, literally. Tip number three, which I actually should have put it as number one, but tip number three I feel like is the most important one, because it's literally to stick to how you were taught. Like, when you're in that examination room and you look around you, there's people from different schools. They were taught differently, but at the end of the day, to pass State Board, but in a different way. So just stick to the way you were taught, because if you start getting nervous and you look around and they're doing a procedure a little differently than what you know, you're going to start panicking and you're going to be like, shit, is what I'm doing wrong, or is what they're doing wrong, or am I right? And, you know, vice versa, when really, really, you're the one that's doing it right. So just stick to how you were taught. Trust how you were taught. Don't look around. Don't look around. And if you're looking around while the proctor's individually checking another work, just look away, glance a little bit, but just remind yourself that the way you were taught is the right way, literally. That's the most important one. Tip number four. So for tip number four, when you receive your test date, you also receive a booklet. And the booklet it's from State Board, and it has kind of the rules and the regulations. It kind of has what you can wear, what you can take in, what you can't. And it has like an outline of what's going to be in the test for the barbers, for the cosmetologists, the manicurists, and etc., etc. So I took the booklet and I saw my outline of everything, of all the topics that could possibly be in the written test, and I would take one by one. The main ones, because there's subsections also, but I would just take the main topic and I would Google, like, oh, Milady so-and-so topic practice test. Boom. And I would just practice test. The website I mostly did my practice tests on was called profquiz.com. Because every time I would Google a chapter, it would take me to that website right away, which I actually liked it because it gives you your results after too. Took a bunch of practice tests for my written test, the way I studied it, because honestly, I'm not the type of person that can open a book and read over my notes and be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, I'm reading over this, I got it. No, because it won't stick to my head. And if I try to do note cards, like, I'll feel hella cool, like, yeah, I'm doing my note cards, I'm studying, but let's be real, am I gonna remember it? No, that's not gonna happen either. So, and that's just a waste of note cards. So the way that I did it was just practice tests, because the test is multiple choice as well, so you kind of get a feel for that and a practice for that, and you know, you have it all in one. The only time I would go back to the book was if a question I really, really had no clue about, then I would go back and review it. Now, I'm not saying don't do 10 note cards and don't look at your book. If that's how you study, great, then that's how you study. Go for it. I'm just, you know, nothing really sticks to me. So I just did practice tests, like, just straight off the bat. Just to recap the video, you know, stay calm, take deep breaths, stick to how you were taught. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, when you're in that room in your station, remember to focus, just breathe. Trust me, it'll be over before you know it. Like, I can promise you that. It'll be over before you know it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't let nerves or anxiety or anything get the best of you. And just take practice tests. Practice tests, practice tests. I promise you guys that you guys will be okay. And if you guys have any more questions, just feel free to comment them if I wasn't like specific in any point, or if you guys feel like I missed a point, just please feel free to comment down below. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. I really hope you guys, you know, took a little bit out of it. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you guys found it helpful, if you guys liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And hopefully I will have more videos coming up for you guys. Bye!